Greetings, it's time for some reclamation of Gervum. Contingent, critical contention. No, this is not a contingency contract. Day 117, you can see the buffs and debuffs here, and we are dealing with Rafiq our base. The rest of the raid has been dealt with. For the people who've been missing some of the other videos, Rafiq is the only reason why we can't go infinite in critical contention, so this is due to his second form. The issue is that he reflects damage for 50% of his attack, starting at a base of 1000 attack, so along with those buffs right here, you can see that he's going to reflect damage to such an extent that staying alive is the biggest issue. So how do we deal with this boss, especially since we have 30 seconds to actually eliminate the boss before he covers all his HP both in his first and second form. So this is DPS raised against an enemy with a lot of damage reflect. The preparation is a big part of it, so obviously we are going to need all the logistics here, as well as this team. There are some optimizations that can be made, such as Civilized Eterna is actually worse than Skadi Altar in terms of providing an attack buff, and Ifrit could be like on the other module. The bots are probably pretty confusing, but it will all make sense hopefully very soon. The idea behind the robots is that we have a reduced deploy limit here. Deploy limit -2 twice. And they allow us to bypass state limit. So is it really that worth it? The answer is yes, because we have no chain. It's a tool that's available since the latest expansion that gives 10% attack to all allies every time you have an operator on the field. So operators do need to be deployed for you to get the benefits from it. So since we are limited to 8, we have 8 operators that can be deployed there, excluding Puzzle. So it's going to be Saria, C, QB, Reed, Ifrit, Suzerain, Warfarin, and Stainless. Puzzle is only there at the start, using a trade cache showcased in another video, which will generate as much DP as fast as possible, and the bots will be there to provide the 10% extra attack to all other operators to help burn down the boss. The other thing, the other reason why we have Lancet in particular is because of this tool. This tool, in effect, suppresses the -40% max HP to all our operators, which is a global debuff. You can see it right here. All friendly operators have -1 block and -40% max HP, so it removes this part. And it also gives them 20% extra maximum HP, which allows them to, in effect, double their maximum HP compared to not using the tool. So it is exceedingly useful. Along with this, we have these remote shield controllers. What they do is, yeah, they grant a barrier to a friendly unit in front for 10% of their max HP every 5 seconds. So since Saria is going to be the one doing most of the tanking here, it's going to be very helpful to provide enough survivability so that once the entire setup is done, that, well, we need her to survive until the boss gets to his second phase, basically. For the rest, a few critical tools, withstanding potions. Basically, it doesn't say the duration, but for the tier 3, it's going to be 20 seconds. For 20 seconds, an operator cannot be brought down. We are going to be using this with QB. QB will get to basically very low HP and will, in all circumstances, die basically instantly after just 2 attacks. But with this, she will be able to survive. For the rest, it's going to be Reed being the core of the burst strategy with skill 2. We are going to be using Saria and Friston to tank, so it's very critical that both Saria and Freestone have the maximum 130% HP food here. If you don't know how to make this one, it should be... Okay, one moment. It is... if I remember correctly, it's something like this. Yes, so it's 2 of these, quicks and tails, and any main ingredient. To get the 130%, you want to have 2 seasonings, because 2 seasoning is going to does 2 things. It increases duration. In that case, it doesn't matter because the duration is already forever, and also increases the basic effects of the food that you're using it on. So, for example, if I were to make any kind of food, really, like let's pick another one. Let's pick this, for example. So you can see DP cost -5 and 20% attack, and adding 2 seasoning. 10 extra days, -1 DP cost, and extra attack. So this one is more general usefulness advice rather than anything else. Reactive barriers are just a contingency in case I screw up somewhere. The support replenishment stations should not be necessary. The anti-net launcher is going to be for puzzle. Battlements are just extras, just in case. We'll probably have to replace some of these now I think about it. For the rest, so Reed as a core for the strat, QB on skill 2, since the buff scales a lot in defense, she's going to benefit a lot. Civilization for the buff, use KD Archer skill 3 if you can, Saria on skill 3 for amplifying arts damage, Suzerain for providing both fragile and, if you have the module, she will also provide some Amphible to reduce the enemy's attack, meaning you reduce the strength of the damage reflect. Of note, Reed also provides this with one of her talents. She provides -20% attack and some arts fragility. If it is easier to shred the arts like the resist of our Rafiq, since by default it's -40%, and with skill 3 it's another 20 but flat this time, while also providing some for omnibus. Alright, let's get rolling. Start with a puzzle. Facing here, we're gonna be adding this. I did delete quite a few structures because of last time, so I'm gonna be placing some of these to slow down because we'll need. We probably want Saria to be here. Okay, we'll do this. We'll have Saria here, Reed there, add some of these, add this, this, and this. Make sure to place them not to destroy. You don't actually have to do this because this is getting a bit late into the run since we are past 100 days. Most of the time it's not going to be necessary, let's be honest. So we're gonna need quite a few things. We can place you for the buff. We can have you. An extra shield. We can have Stainless on the side. We'll have the 2 devices on Reed to buff our attack. Oopsie. Civilized Eternal. Warfarin facing up. We'll be removing puzzle, so which will be guaranteed to buff Reed. Suzerain will be in range to both heal all operators within range, plus debuff the boss. Civilized Eternal is going to buff everything that's on the right side, including this QB right here. We can add a lancet right here. As you can see, with without lancet, sorry, I would have less than 5k HP. It truly basically doubles the HP. And finally, we have this for Ifrits. So with this, the boss is going to die fairly fast, so we do have to be careful. Basically, going to slow down a bit. What you want to do, as soon as the boss enters the animation, where it goes to the second phase, is going to stun. So you want to activate Saya's skill right before this happens. Same for QB, Suzerain, and Civilized Eterna because they last a pretty long time. Reed's skill lasts 20 seconds, so we want our burst to be focused on those exact 20 seconds and see how it goes from here. Right now we have more than enough damage to actually kill the boss, but it's just that for the later stages it's better to go overkill. Something interesting, the boss is actually doing a splash in the 4 adjacent paths to his target. So where the shield emitters plus this particular device are positioned, you can't actually place any operators, no battlements, no anything. So we're going to slow down a little bit because the boss is getting pretty low on HP. As mentioned, we want to remove activate Saya's skill as soon as there is the animation. Right here, activate Suzerain, remove the emitter here so that we can actually place Fristen. We can activate Civilized Eterna. Oopsie. We can activate QB. And before I actually place Fristen, because the boss is going to be invisible unless blocked. Now Saya is stunned, but she's going to stand up in just 5 seconds. What's going to be happening is the moment I place Fristen, the boss is going to be revealed and QB is going to attack. So I actually want to give her the restanding potion that makes her immortal for 20 seconds. After this, we can place Fristen. Activate Reed right after. Activate Warframe and Stenace for the buffs. And this is the burst setup. So now the boss is going to die. QB did one attack on the boss, so you can see that already HP already dropped to half. The interesting point about it is that there is a food that grants tenacity. That is to say, it's going to increase the maximum attack speed by, I believe it's 50, if her HP drops to 50% HP or below. So she actually benefits quite a bit from taking the damage, and we use a potion to keep her alive. So the positioning is quite important because obviously if you're surrounded by devices, you can't give the potion. You do have to place it on the field. Another consideration is Ifrit herself. Ifrit herself is stunned right now, but we're going to activate a skill as soon as she wakes up. There we go. Her HP does drop pretty low, but we can also give her a potion just in case things go bad, and you can see that the boss is absolutely melting. We have over 31,000 ticks on resist. And that is it. So the boss died in about 10 seconds. In this particular case, meaning we can technically go quite a bit further. Okay, rookie numbers. We can get like today 200 or something easily with this. Possibly even more because the boss's defense is going to increase, which means QB is going to do more and more damage. So that's the general idea behind this burst. The other alternative, and if you check the channel, you're gonna see a few more, is to use this map, for example, to push Rafiq. There is also Lost Orders, which, nope, not this, where you have pits on the left side of the map where you can also press Rafiq, assuming you have the proper positioning for your walls. Generally speaking, if Rafiq goes through the top, there you will have to deal with him by bursting him down. if it goes through the bottom, you have 2 opportunities at the very least to push him into a hole and not have to deal with all the insanities that is his second form. And that will be it for today. Thank you for watching, Doctor, and see you later.